how's it going, guys? So I have gone and treated myself to some pedals, and I've got a pile of steel next to the pedals here, so I bet you can kind of guess what's coming next. Yeah, we're going to build a sim rig. Pedals, steel, sim rig coming up. Okay, so here's the plan. I've got some 25 by 40 box section, I think it is, 25 by 40 by 1.2 mil wall thick. So this is the plan. And like all good plans, written on the back of a gloriously tasty gluten-free honey nut cornflakes cereal packet. So just a basic frame on the bottom, 1500mm long, 1.5 meters long. Inside width is 340mm, and the outside legs I want a bit of support, so they're going to go up to 500mm, just so it's not so unbalanced. Hopefully it won't fall over. Basic frame across the bottom, and then I'm going to try and bend this box section with a bit of cheeky cutting and welding to get a frame over the top. Mount a Logitech steering wheel to the top, and the TV screen will be on there as well on an adjustable stand, so we'll be able to adjust the TV screen forwards and backwards, ups and down, so we get the right sort of field of vision for when we're playing. The seat is going to be on runners, so we can adjust that, because I've got a 9-year-old son who's getting quite into his Gran Turismo, so I need to make it as usable by him as much as possible. Obviously he's quite a bit shorter than me, so hopefully the seat runners will do the trick. Anyway, what we're going to do for the seat, and the whole reason I decided to build this sim and not buy it, is I've got a seat available. You picked it up out of a scrapyard at my work and thought, man, I can use that, and I know exactly what for, and there it is. So here is the seat, Caterham G7 composite seat. Found this one in the scrap pile. It's been sat out in the desert for a good few years, so it's been sandblasted for me already. Even though it is a solid seat, there's no real padding, it is extremely comfortable. Now the reason I've chosen this seat for the sim, one, because it's carbon fibre, it's pretty cool, but also you can see it's really laid back, so it's kind of a halfway house. It's nearly single-seater seating position, but it's also half-half with a touring car, which is exactly what I want. So plan is, we're going to rub it down a bit more, just wet and dry it down real fine, rough it up and rip all the fabric off. I'm going to try and give it a couple of coats of clear 2-pack floor varnish, because that's cheap and just pretty hard wearing. We'll see how that turns out. Failing that, I'm going to send it to an upholsterer and maybe get some upholstery done just on the inside, something pretty tidy. The back is pretty cool. You can see the weave's quite cool, so with a bit of lacquer on it should come up really nice. What I'm thinking of doing is get a nice smoker steel garage sticker on the back as well, and then we'll lacquer over that and make it pretty cool. But overall the seat is in really good condition, and I think it's going to make a wicked sim seat. Anyway, enough talking. There's the grinders, there's the steel. Let's get work, let's get cutting. Okay, so tack the frame together, basic shape as we said. Found some angle iron in the scrap bin, so that's been doubled up to be the seat rails. Seat wise, I had some old rails kicking around that have been laying around the shed for a long while, so they've been brought back into life. They were missing the adjustment bar, so we've just bent up a little bit of, what's it, like 8mm tube, 8mm steel bar, tack that on, And now you can just flick that with your fingers and adjust the seat backwards and forwards. So as I said, the idea is to get this as small as possible, so hopefully my son can use it as well when he can kick me off of it. But yeah, so far so good. So we're just tacking it together at the moment. We'll get the seat in, next onto the pedals, and then from there we'll work out the steering. Looking pretty good. Okay, we have a seat. So it's all bolted on. You can just see the Allen key head bolts in there. Adjustment lever there. It's a little bit low, but we can tweak that up later. Make that a bit more comfortable. But yeah, it's bolted on. Slides backwards and forwards. So now I'm going to move on to the pedals. Now I have worked out that from here, from the edge of the seat to the pedals, I need 22 inches roughly. So that should give me an idea of where to put the pedals. And yeah, I don't know how we're going to lay them in there yet. Okay, so pedals, I want them to go in there somewhat like that. Don't like these Logitech pedals where the pedals are laid back so far. That's not really too normal. So I'm going to angle the pedal box to try and get upright pedals. I think that should just make it a bit more comfortable. So that's around about where they're going to sit. Anyway, let's see how we come up with. Okay, so pedal box plate, 1.2mm flat steel. Just folded it up there on the sheet metal folder. Folded the far edge as well, just give it a bit of strength, and then tacked it on. Bit of weld in there. Not the best, but you know, it'll do. It'll do the job. Not too bad. Anyway, not bad for me. So the idea is this. I'm going to bolt it in to the frame there using riv nuts. So I'll drill some holes with riv nuts. I'll make it adjustable. But also, I think I'm going to build the sides up of this with some box sections so they sort of step up. And we're going to cut these down at an angle. It'll probably start about here and go up too high, and then I might take it up a third as well, so we get a very good angle for the pedal box, which will get those pedals sitting up almost straight, and then we've got plenty of adjustment to get it backwards and forwards. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm also thinking about popping a bar in underneath here, so the whole frame is going to be set up on adjustable feet, so I might, where this chamfers down, I might come down and do the opposite on the other side of the bar across. That's what I'm toying with at the moment. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of like all great plans. The original design is it's just coming together how it's coming together. So we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, keep going on with the pedal box. Drill the holes in the top. They're a bit of a mission. As you can see, they're offset, so you've got the throttle pedal. If you look at the pedals there, the throttle pedal is actually set over about 20mm further than the other two pedals, so they're not all equal. So that took me a little while. Actually, took me a lot longer than what I anticipated to try to figure out those measurements and get them to actually work. But yeah, now we're there. The pedals bolt to that plate. So now we need to make that plate bolt to the sim unit, I think. But yeah, we're getting there. Once we get the pedals in and figure the steering out, as you can see, I've already been sat in the car with the steering, joggling it around. Got a pretty good idea of where I need to be with it, and then we need to build that frame over the top to connect the steering wheel to. That's where we are. Right, onwards. Okay, so these have come out pretty cool. Next job, I'm just going to get them clamped up, tack them in place, then we can start fitting the pedal box up. I'm just going to pop one more bar across the front. We're going to do the same with that bar as we've done here, so we'll have a nice angle down. I think that will look pretty neat. So that's the plan with that. And then after that, we're going to move on probably to the hardest part, which is to get the steering column in. That's going to be pretty tricky, because I want to try and make it out of one piece and get a nice rounded bend. And that's tricky with box section. So I'm thinking I'm going to do multiple cuts in it, try and pull it round into a nice bend, and then just weld those cuts shut, grind it off so that you can't see what we've done. That's the plan. I don't know how it's going to work. Anyway, we'll crack on, we'll get these clamped up, get them tacked in, and then we'll keep moving forward on to the next bit. Let's go. Right, no drama there. So pedal box is probably just a little bit wide. I think the welds aren't helping. We can make that work. Just a bit concerned when we put the riv nuts in, they do stand a little proud. That's not the end of the world. We'll figure it out. Maybe just a bit of hammer and dolly work. We can tighten that, bend up a bit. That's it. We'll make it work. It's always good when it's tight. Alright, success. It's in. That's cool. It is tight, but it fits, so you'll do. We've actually got to sit that low because those pedals have got the foot plate on them as well. So yeah, I think that's about right. I don't think it needs to be quite so low in that frame. But yeah, happy with that, that'll do. Okay guys, so that's it for today, but we'll just run through the cuts and obviously the design changes or what we've done today so you can follow along. I actually got it wrong. It's 50 by 25 mil box section we were using. It's 1.2 mil wall thickness, so it's quite thin wall thickness. That's basically what we got available here. So I mean, maybe you've got different sizes in your country, but that's what I've got to work with. So the first two cuts we made were the two long parts. They were 1.5 meters long, so 1,500 millimeters, and then we need two more pieces at 600 mil. I did say earlier in the video I was going to make these legs 500 mil. I actually changed that and went to 600 just to give a bit more stability. So those front legs 600 mil front and back. Then we did the it was this part here, so the actual frame to start mounting the pedal box and what will become the frame for the steering as well. So there were two tubes we added there. You need to cut them two bits, 50 by 25, 530 mil for two pieces of those, and then the top pieces are 490. So it's 530 mil for the bottom one and 490 for the top. Then what I did, I tacked those two together, and then we actually cut an angle off, which was it was around about 50-degree angle to get that slope. So that's what we did there. So yeah, looking pretty good. Then we did the foot plate. So the foot plate was actually 2 mil plate that I used that I had laying around. So we cut it, I think it was about 415 by 305, and that gives us plenty of length then. So we want the two side mounting tabs, which we folded under. They were around about 40 mil each, which brings us to 335 mil inner inner gap to fit in between the rails, and then a 265mm long foot plate to attach the throttle and brake pedal to, and then we folded the end over at 40mm as well, so that gave us that nice box. So those are the basic measurements. This frame I'm going to change up. I've been thinking about it, been trying to do the math to work out how to do these bends. It'd be fairly simple doing one, but to try and get two identical, I just can't. I don't know. I don't think it's going to turn out very well. What I'm actually going to do is come up with one piece and then just make one cut and do an angle in between. So excuse my dodgy writing. So basically it's just going to be one cut, a sharp angle. I think it'll fit in with the rest of the frame, especially with the angles we've got down here now. So at the moment the foot plate's going like that, so we've got that nice angle there. We're going to have that going underneath as well, so I'm actually going to add another bar in it underneath. Dodgy drawings. So yeah, I think that's going to work better with that angle there. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, and then we can crack on as well. So we're actually going to add another couple of pieces front and back. We're also going to add that tube in underneath, but that's tomorrow's plan. This is where we are today, and that's about all I've got. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Please, if you like what we're doing, like and subscribe and hit that notification button on the channel to stay up to date with what we got going on. I'll try and get episode 2 up as soon as possible. It's just a matter of getting enough time to work on it, but I do want to get this rig finished because I want to go and get online and do some racing as well. So I hope we've given you some motivation to go out there and get this rig done. It's turned out really good. It's going to be under $100, so I'm really excited with what we've come up with so far, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. Anyway, do stay up to date with the channel. We're going to be doing other cool stuff as well. We've got lots of exciting things going on, bit of fabrication. There's going to be some sim racing thrown in once we're up and running. So yeah, I hope you guys hang around. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.